Because look, spirituality to me is not a lot of hokum. I'm not into any unfalsifiable things or anything like that. I have no use for that. Okay? Spirituality to me is cause and effect. All right? Now, clearly, we're getting some effects that we don't want to experience. Well, what's causal in that? That's what I want to know. You know? And if I want to be peaceful and I want to be joyful, what's causal in that? And that's what I want to focus on. And that's what's on that Zen list. What's on that Zen list is everything that creates the causes and conditions for your mind to be peaceful. Okay? And then you got to do them every day. That's where I lose everybody. Like, oh, I got to do something? I just wanted to come here and get fixed and go home. But the fun thing is that once you start to realize like what's causal in your in staying present, being peaceful, being joyful, you know what I mean, just allowing your natural state to be, you know, now you can practice focusing on those causes and you start to feel better, right? That's very motivating because that's all you want. When you develop a good practice, that pain that we're talking about, you feel less and less and less and less. And that is motivating, you know? But it's not the exciting stuff. It's not the sexy stuff. You know, it's like make your bed, keep your house clean, exercise, eat right. It's all of these things that quite honestly feel really good, but they're just not exciting. You know? Think about it this way. You got up, you made your bed, your house is clean, you exercised, right? You meditated. You had healthy breakfast, right? Healthy lunch. You had a vegetable juice, right? Then you had healthy supper. Your laundry is done. Your dishes is done. Your bills are paid, and what do you think you're going to feel like that day? I'm yeah yeah. I, I'm Commander Obvious, you know. And this is the difficulty. And people will come sit with me, and I'll say, you know, a lot of times, you know, like particularly with a student that's been with me for a while, they're like, "Wow, man, my mind is coming off the rails, and somebody did this, and I'm just flipping out at work." And I'm like, "Okay, well, how you eating?" "Oh, I'm eating like crap." You know, "Have you exercised?" Not in a long time, Tom." You know, I'm like, "Well, what about meditating?" "I just can't." You know, it's like, you know, hey, well, are you hydrated? No. And so, you know, I like to start with the very, like, people are looking past the simple answers for complicated answers when simple answers will more than suffice. Yeah, or, you know, a magic pill, really lazy, and you know, people want to, you know, there's a conditioning that happens with that you know, people always want to tell you something wrong with you, and you need this pill because there's something wrong with you. Medication and pharmaceutical and our modern medical practices have a place. It's usually for trauma. You know what I mean? You know, but you know, I would, you know, my path really started, uh, you know, with diet and exercise, and I became a personal trainer. You know, so you know, I realized early on that when I was exercising and eating right, I was a different person, you know? And I would have people come to me and I would say, well, how do you eat? Well, I usually skip breakfast, you know, and then I'll go get some pizza and a soda or something for lunch, and then I'll just grab something fast on the way home, and oh, and I'm on Paxil. And I'm like, of course you are. If I ate like that, I'd be on Prozac, right? Wasn't that on Prozac? I'd be on Prozac too. I mean, people just expect their minds to function no matter what garbage they throw in it. Like, you would never pour a soda into your plant, but you're drinking it. Kind of silly when you think about it that way, right? Alcohol? You never like pour some scotch on your plant. You're going to be dead. But your brain like, my brain's resilient. Scotch, whoo. Crazy. Crazy what we're doing. In your head is the most subtle, complex object in the universe. And you're pouring scotch in it? And it's and how you perceive life is filtered through this thing? What are you doing? Think about it. Why are you not feeding this thing everything that it wants? Why are you not like totally fertilizing and gardening this mind as beautifully as you possibly can? Because there aren't really cognitive solutions to chemical problems. You're doing things like that and you're throwing your chemistry off, you're just making life way harder than it needs to be. Way harder. I had a student say to me one time, because I was really harping on her about food, and she said, I just really I can't believe your relationship to food. She's like, I just can't believe how you so covet food and how important food is to you. I said, look at me. Everything that you see here is something that I ate at one point. That food is what I am. It doesn't go through me. It becomes me. What could be more important than what I put into my body? That becomes me. It's a big part of the reason that I can be so present all the time, because I'm mostly not fighting my chemistry. Even when I'm having a difficult day, like I'm still human. I still feel the human emotions, Don't think that. Like I don't ever want you to think that I don't feel the same things that you feel, because you're setting an impossible standard for yourself that doesn't exist. It's just that my relationship to feeling that way is so different. When I feel that way, it's not a problem for me. I'm the one observing the state of this mind-body. And I say, this mind-body not doing so well today. I need to have a little more TLC. Let me make myself a juice, Let me make myself a healthy meal. Let me go for a bike ride. Let me go get some sun or jump in the ocean. And I encourage you to have a list of things that you do when you're feeling off. It could be something as simple as just taking a shower. That straightens me out every time. How do you feel every time you slip out of the shower? Yeah, clean inside and outside, right?